Hello everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Alright. Oh, I have the Five of Cups jumping out, so that's quite interesting because that just pride a place in the What's Cracking reading. So, not sure what's going to happen today. As I always say, this could be the next episode, it could be a continuation, sometimes it's a completely different reading. And I note that you all write that too, so you've watched me for long enough to see how this all pans out. I always say to people, when I first started out and I was doing the one reading, I would think, wow, that's really specific. And I need to do another reading because I feel like I'm not reaching everybody, so I would do another reading. But the second reading would very often just reflect the first reading completely, like the same story, same cards. So what I started to do was I started to use a different deck for the second reading, because then I thought it doesn't look like I'm dodging this up. I'm not dodgy. So I started to do it with a different deck. And then I found that every day was different. Some days the bonus read would be exactly the same and have the same cards. I've nearly pulled all the same cards from a different deck, and you guys pull the same cards too, which is pretty awesome. Or it would be like the next episode, a continuation, and sometimes it would be a completely different reading. So that has been the journey over the last couple of years to try and understand why that happens that way. But I continue to do it that way because I'm pretty fascinated myself by the whole thing. But I know that I have great spiritual support on this journey, so I figure if you're getting the same story twice, it's because you need to hear it. All right, so we're going to use the blah, 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 blah. What's it called? The Quantum Tarot today. Still sort of getting used to this deck, so sometimes I may trip, and that's okay. Like I say, I'm trying to be as a human being as best as I can. All right, let's have a look at what's going on here. Okie dokie, look at that. I don't even know that card. So that is one of the cards that comes in the deck. That there's a couple of additional cards, so I'm going to have to pull the book out for this one because obviously it's come out first. And there's an important message here for you. So I want to have a look and see what is the message here. Okay. Major Arcana. Okay, so, oh, golly. It's the Phoenix. Okay, so the Phoenix is the evolved Fool, rising from the ashes to begin his journey anew, and we just pulled the Fool card in the What's Cracking reading. This time the whole universe is his playground. What has been reborn in you? There you go. I'm so glad that happened. And again, so fascinated that we get that card at the beginning of this reading, and we had the Fool card at the beginning of the last one. So how awesome is Spirit? Okay, well, I don't really need to talk much about the Phoenix. Most people know what a Phoenix is. So a Phoenix was a bird that every cycle that it had, it would just burst into flames, and from the ashes a new Phoenix would be born. Now, if you've watched the Harry Potter movies, there is a Phoenix in the Harry Potter movies. But it was a beautiful bird, and it sort of always talks about out of the ashes comes something new. And I guess the sort of moral behind this story is sometimes you have to get rid of everything and start afresh in order to have a better version. So I feel like here, for some of you, you may have been through some sort of rebirth, some sort of process here, which is bringing you round for a brand new start. All right, so we have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. So you've already got a couple of sort of repeating energies here. The Ace of Pentacles actually finished off the What's Cracking reading, so we may be getting just a bit of a continuation. So there is definitely some sort of new start here. The Ace of Pentacles is a card that talks of, you know, financial success, starting a new journey. It could be a brand new job. It's a brand new opportunity, but it's sending you in a new direction. And I'm really intrigued here because I'm looking at the card thinking that looks like a pearl in the middle of the ace here. And of course the pearl represents wisdom. So there is something about this card here that is really, and we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so I feel like you've stepped out of something here. You've let go of some sort of illusion here. You've seen through an illusion. You've seen through something and you're rebirthing. So you're letting go of something that's been holding you in place for a long time. I always want to get in really deep with the Seven of Cups because for me it's a really, really important part of the journey. Because the Seven of Cups, if you look at it in the traditional sense, the Seven Cups hold some sort of gifts for you. So there is an opportunity for you to take one of those cups. But the thing is, you never know what's in the cup. So it's like taking a risk on a brand new journey. If you start a job, you're never really sure what the job entails until you start doing it. You may not, you jump into a relationship because you like what you see in someone, but you may not know what they have in their cup. And some people surprise you and have such beautiful, and jobs surprise you. And there's so much beauty when you take that risk. But at other times you take the risk and you find that what you've got isn't what you expected when you first went in. There is an illusion there. So for example, you get into a situation with someone who has, portrayed something, worn a mask and portrayed something to you in the beginning that you thought was right. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, yep, I understand what you're saying there. And a few months in, you start to realize that person wasn't the person that you first met. And in fact, they were wearing a mask. So they were telling you what you wanted to hear. And that is the sort of cup here that I'm sort of talking about as the illusion. Someone's created here an illusion for you. They have created a way of thinking, a way of doing. You may have done this yourself by over-processing information that's been given to you. Now, if your self-esteem is low and you're gaslighted, for example, it works so much more beautifully, if I can use that word, on somebody who's vulnerable. Because if you're open, you're an observer, you are awoken, then you can see through illusions a lot more than you could when you were sleeping. I feel like here you are being rebirthed from an illusion. So maybe you've woken up with the person next to you in the bed and gone, this isn't the person that I married. Maybe you bought a house that looked really, really good. It may have been brand new, but now you've been living in it for a while, you realize how shoddily it was made up, or how it just doesn't suit the needs that you had, but you were sort of taken in by something. It could be that you stepped into a job that looked fantastic to start with, and it's so toxic you wonder how you ever did not see that. Whatever this is, you've cracked open something here that's going to help you move forward. It could be a way of thinking. It could be something about yourself, because these cups do represent an illusion that you've built about yourself. Maybe you've proven to yourself that you could do something that you never thought you could. Something is being cracked wide open here. All right, so we have here the, is that the High Priestess? Yep, okay. The High Priestess again. Wow, all repeating cards. So you've trapped yourself in some sort of illusion, and the universe is saying here, we hold the secrets, only we know what's in that cup. You may get the cup that needs to teach you a lesson. You may get a cup because you've built some illusion around something. I tell you, when we do it too, when we put someone on a pedestal and we think they are something amazing, and then we get to know them and we think, wow, I really thought that person was out of the ordinary. Maybe they're just human like me. Especially if you've created some sort of energy around something that you thought was so different to what you found out. So the universe holds the secrets here. And we have the Strength card coming through. Wow, I want to get really deep into this here. I'll try and keep it as shallow as I can, because I feel like I've tried to explain to you some of the energies that are coming through. For me, the Strength card is also always about fighting your inner demons. It's about your shadow side, coming to terms with something in your shadow. Something that you've carried around with you for a long time, which is just an illusion. So some of us have trouble believing in ourselves. Let's use that example. And, we have to prove to ourselves that we can do something a certain way. So what do? Is we overly invest. We put so much energy into something to prove to others that we are capable of doing something. Is that the right thing to do? Well, if you have a mindset in that illusion that you have to put in more than 100%, then yes, it's true. but you don't. So somehow or another here, you're realizing something that you've been over investing in, which is only an illusion. And then we have the Magician. And the Queen of Cups. No, that's the King of Cups. All right, you've got an illusion around somebody here. Somebody that you've placed on a pedestal. Something is going to help you see this with the Magician though. I feel like you've manifested something here that's going to show you how you build an illusion around something. It's really interesting because I was watching one of the dating coaches talking about, you know, having expectations of people, you know, that you meet while you're dating or after the first date, because your mindset is that you're going to invest everything into that person. So sometimes you can feel really like, wow, this is it. And you can sit in front of a person when you've only known them for 5 minutes, already wondering if they can be your long-term partner. That's an illusion. And I'm not really sure why we do that. I don't think all human beings do that. I think some human beings are very realistic and have learned from the beginning to do things from an observation point of view, and taking each moment as it comes rather than trying to see way into the future. And that's why the High Priestess is here. The High Priestess is saying to you that only the universe knows what's going to happen. You can't predict, you can't control, you can't take your life in a direction you want to on your own. Well, you could try, but if it's an illusion, you're going to have a lot of pitfalls along the way. So let's see where this is going. Very deep reading again. Okay, so I have here the Knight of Swords. Actually, it's the Page of Swords. I'm pretty sure with the Pawn. Yep, the Page of Swords. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm feeling like here you need to do research on something. It's like you need to have a further look at something. Maybe you've accepted something on face value here, and you're starting to realize it goes a lot deeper. Some of you may be looking into something or researching something to really understand. Maybe you're starting to ask the questions now that you didn't ask in the first place. But I feel like here you're doing some self-discovery as well. So you may be trying to understand something about yourself here around this illusion that you've created. All right, so we have the Five of Swords coming through with the Moon. All is yet to be revealed. That's the Justice card. Wow, that's got an imprint of some sort of formula on that card. I'll have to look into that because there's a formula. It's, oh, you can see it imprinted. It's actually like imprinted on that card in the Justice card. Wow, the Moon and Justice. Whew, that's really very potent energy there. There is something yet to be revealed here, and I feel like it's within you. So I want to say what you are doing here is clearing some sort of illusion so you can release some sort of past energy here. There is something that you need to move away from, some either person, situation, or even an aspect of yourself that you need to leave behind. And I feel like here with this Page of Swords, you're being asked to really look into something. Spirit is saying to you, you need to look deep within so you can start to understand the illusion that you've created for yourself. When I see the Moon and Justice card, I feel like this is strongly a karmic energy. This to me is the energy here of something that you are hiding away from yourself. This makes me think I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board, and I can think of one of the people that's watching, and you know who you are, who says to me every time, I thought I was on top of things, now it's back to the drawing board. So you're right there with me on the journey, because I feel like here I'm missing something. I feel like something here, what it feels like to me is you have access to some very, very important information about yourself that lies hidden deep within your psyche. But because you've created this illusion, you're not realizing your own power. So possibly something was hidden away in your early years. Something is in that cup, in that illusion, but you've got it in the cup and you need to release the cup. You need to release the kraken. It is something here that needs to go. You are holding on to it, but it's part of your karma to only release it when you really understand what it's about. So the universe is saying here, until you recognize the illusion and walk away from it, what you hold deep within you will not be released. I keep looking at this moon. I'm really intrigued by this moon. Like I feel like here that there is something here that you are hiding away. So for example, supposing you've been always told that you, I always use the story of the astronaut. So I'm not going to do the astronaut this time. I'm going to talk about something with your psychic ability. So say underneath here, you have the power to become the world's greatest source of information about something, and it's hidden in these depths here. But you have been told from the beginning that you haven't got the power, and yet you sit on this energy here, not knowing that you can have whatever it is under the water. You have not realized your own power here. This could be the magician. You could have the magician sitting within you here and you haven't realized how to create. But the moon says to me here, this is hidden. It isn't being unearthed yet, because there is some sort of justice here that needs to complete, some sort of karmic energy that you've been instilled with that's holding you back from creating what you want here. All right, so we have the Judgment card. Wow, the Justice. Look at this. Oh my goodness. For those of you who read tarot, you will know what I'm talking about here. We have the Moon, the Justice, the Judgment, and then the Star card. So it's like you need to remove something here, clear out some sort of cycle of karma, because you are this star. You are your destiny. You are already what you're meant to be. But for some unknown reason, you've clouded it with some sort of illusion around who you think you ought to be. The Judgment card tells me there's a rebirth here for you. There's something very unexpected here coming to the surface. Four of Swords coming through with that Five of Cups. You're clearing some sort of negative energy here. Some sort of energy here of hanging on to something. That's the Lover's card. That is the Lover's card. And there's the Three of Cups. Okay, I'm going to have to dig a bit deeper. I can't quite grasp what we're talking about here. Being birthed like the phoenix, that's all over this reading. It's all over this reading. You're going to go through, or you have been through, very, very recently. If I'm talking to you, you've only just gone through this, if at all. There is a rebirth. There is a new offer coming in here, new opportunity here for you to see through something that you have been ignoring before. The High Priestess says to me here that you are hanging on to an idea of yourself that is not, it's not right. It's your shadow. It's like you're, wow. It's like you are living with your shadow side hidden, but in amongst your shadow is this answer to what you're looking for with this Moon card. But you are creating this mask for yourself, or this shadow, and thinking that's who you are. You think you're this person. But something is about to be unearthed here, because you have the Magician coming through. The King of Cups. With the Six of Cups. Somebody from your past is coming in to help you release this. Look at this, the Empress energy. Okay, so I want to say to you, I feel like this magician, whoever's been given the task of being the magician here, is about to unearth your Empress, I want to say. The Nine of Cups, there is a wish coming true here. You've created something here, but you've convinced yourself it's not attainable. You've convinced yourself that what you see on the surface is who you are, and you have no idea how powerful you are here with this. No idea. So you are creating something here. You are creating a change here with this Lover's card, and I feel like for some of you it's in regard to something you thought was unattainable. I feel like here for some of you, you have not realized your own power. Oh, I definitely want to get in deeper with this one. Maybe I should start doing some extended readings. Let's have a look. All right, so we have, more major arcanas. Holy dooly, okay. All right, so here we have the Hermit card being followed by the Devil card, being followed by the Universe. So I want to say to you, this Devil card has kept you bound. It's kept you bound to this idea of who you are. And they're telling you here that you are the universe. You are the universe. So when we keep saying the universe has control of this, the universe can work with this, this is your higher self. You are the universe. And what's happening, you're staying bound and tied to the Devil energy. You've kept yourself bound to being small here, but you are the universe. So the Hermit card says there's time here. You need to go in, you need to rebirth yourself. You need to see through this illusion here that is holding you back from having what you want. And I feel like for some of you, it may be as simple as creating new love for yourself. For others of you, it may be creating sort of the love within yourself that you need to create new love. This is so powerful. This is all major arcanas. All major arcanas. Major, 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 major. That's it. This is all major arcanas. Something huge is going down in the universe here. You're going to have a grand awakening. A grand awakening to who you are. You've forgotten your power. It lies deep within you. And you've forgotten who you are. Somebody is about to come in and wake that up for you. For some of you, it may be somebody who just delivers a message. For others of you, I feel like it may be somebody who is coming in with a love offer. But something big is going down there. All right, let's have a look and see. I don't know why I was drawn to the animal spirit. Maybe you need to know something about yourself here. They're telling me to pull a card at random, so we'll go for that. Okay, sea serpent. Oh wow, this is one of the big ones too, because this is a powerful creature here. All right, so obviously meant to be. She's right before the dragon. I think the sea serpent might be after the phoenix. Okay, so in the book, the sea serpent comes next to the phoenix, which is quite interesting, being we've just read that. The sea serpent represent, oh my goodness, okay, you need to read the first part, Yvonne. Because the sea serpent is about healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression. Whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire, the sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. I hope you're listening to this. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives and in other places it floods. It's important to remember no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, The sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. Okay, so for those of you who want to know a little bit deeper here, the sea serpent represents the second chakra, which is the orange chakra. The subtle energy of the sea serpent occupies the area of the Savasana chakra, located deep within the pelvic bowl. This chakra is known as our center of creativity and desire and is associated with the water element. Maybe that's why the King of Cups is there too. Savasana translates as in her own abode, indicating this chakra is the home of the Divine Mother or Kundalini herself. So I guess if you're trying to open up or understand this energy, then you need to go and do some chakra healing on the sacral chakra, the orange chakra. All right, I will leave you with that. Thanks for joining me.